Now at 4, an alleged arsonist in custody. What we're learning about a string of suspicious fires that appear to be targeting apartments in Greenwood.
And we're tracking more rain chances returning to the forecast, but we could be done with this string of rainy days soon.
And H-flu concerns. A doctor talks with us about the warning signs of this rare and potentially deadly infection.
And the frantic search underway right now following a massive landslide in Switzerland. Live from Indy, you're watching 13 News. Good afternoon. Great to have you here at 4 o'clock on a busy Thursday. I'm Dustin Grove.
And I'm Anne-Marie Tiernan, in for Felicia, who has the day off. Ahead this hour, the big question. Will the Pacers get it done tonight?
Fans certainly hope so. It is game night. The Pacers have a chance to wrap up the series in the Eastern Conference Finals against the New York Knicks. Dominic Miranda just got to New York City. He's going to be live from Madison Square Garden tonight here on 13 News with how the team is preparing.
And coming up in just a few minutes, Eli Gain will join us live in studio to look ahead to tonight's highly anticipated Game 5.
A lot coming up. But first, from Greenwood today, 3 fires at 3 separate apartment complexes, all within 1 hour.
And now today at 4, police within the last hour tell us that, yes, they've made the arrest of the alleged arsonist. As you can imagine, it's had residents there on the south side on edge today. Our Samantha Johnson traveled to talk with them about what they saw.
Smoke everywhere. I saw a fire down to my left, and a firefighter was at the door yelling if anyone was in there, and he grabbed me out.
Residents at Auburn Place Apartments woke up to this Thursday morning.
The basement downstairs, it looks like a black hole.
Firefighters got a call at 8:33, a fire taking over a common area inside. Thankfully, no one was hurt.
Tried to run around, grab my cats, did not work. Luckily, the firefighters here helped me get them out.
Catherine and her cats weren't the first stop of the day for Greenwood firefighters. Take a look. 3 fires at 3 different apartments, all within a couple miles radius. 911 calls coming in from north to south at 8:01, 8:25, and 8:33.
I think we maybe only had 14 working fires last year alone. So again, it's very unusual, and it's been a busy morning.
Firefighters rescued families from balconies at Westminster Apartments. Chris Rousey at Auburn Place got his young family to safety.
Yeah, so we had to get everybody out the house immediately.
I thought the world was in it. All I hear is banging. My parents come running down the stairs. And then they're like, get out of the house, get out the house.
The investigation into what caused the fires is still ongoing. Fire crews say they're looking at each one individually.
We have investigators on the scene of every one of the locations, along with law enforcement. We've also asked the state fire marshal for their help as well because of 3 fires in a very close location to see if they can help us.
In Greenwood, Samantha Johnson, 13 News.
Also today, a woman charged with assisting a criminal and not reporting child abuse involving a 5-year-old who later died was in court for the first time today.
She is accused in the death of Zara Arnold just last week. Today, the Fraternal Order of Police is calling for change since these allegations came to light. Marina Silva's following the case joins us now live in studio with the very latest developments on what happened in the courtroom today. Marina.
Well, she was in court. Andrea Lopez-Figueroa is out on bond, and she showed up to her initial hearing this morning, where the judge reminded her of 3 no-contact orders. This is video that you're seeing on your screen right now of her walking out of the courtroom after the hearing. She's free as long as she does not violate any of the court rules. Lopez-Figueroa faces charges after investigators say she knew about the alleged abuse that prosecutors say ultimately killed 5-year-old Zara. Court documents say she recorded FaceTime calls when the abuse was occurring. Zara Arnold died May 19th. Zara's father, Zachary Arnold, is charged with his daughter's murder. Court documents show there were 7 DCS reports against Arnold, and all but 1 were ruled unsubstantiated. Today, the Fraternal Order of Police President Rick Snyder called on both state and federal leaders to look into how the system failed Zara and who else can be held responsible. He's hoping Zara's death will spark change.
And I pray that that's what little Zara's life that was sacrificed and lost here, I pray that it means something, that it makes change happen, and it saves the lives of other little children in the future.
Snyder told me just a little while ago he did have a good conversation with the governor's office and says they're taking it very seriously. He says he's hoping to talk to the acting U.S. attorney soon. Snyder has not filed anything official. Back to you, Dustin and Ann.
All right, Marina, thank you. No ruling today in the case of a teen driver accused in a deadly crash. A hearing was held in Hamilton County to determine if that teen will be transferred into adult court where he could face charges. The judge says he's taking the case under advisement. The driver, who was 17 when the crash happened, is accused of reckless homicide and false identification in juvenile court. Mason Alexander, a recent Hamilton Southeastern graduate, died in that crash. Our Ashton Hackman was in the courtroom for today's hearing. He'll have reaction ahead on 13 News at 5 and 6.
And a really big twist today on the west side in Hendricks County, where a judge now is rejecting a plea deal for a former chiropractor in Avon. Rock Bird was admitting to 4 counts of sexual battery after multiple women came forward and accused him of touching them inappropriately during their appointments. Bird was set to be sentenced today, but instead, in a twist, the judge set a trial date. Rich and I will have reaction to the big change in the courtroom today as our coverage continues here later on 13 News at 5 and at 6 o'clock. In the meantime, it is 4:06.
And Rob is keeping an eye on the weather for us today. We started out with some fog, clouds, then we saw a little sunshine.
Yes.
Are we going to see anything else today, Rob?
Yes,
maybe some rain?
I think we'll see some rain chances. I'm starting with radar because there is some rain rolling back into the area. I think we'll get a good chance overnight and into tomorrow. And then I'm hoping we can put away the radar for just a little bit of time, heading maybe into more of a dry summer pattern. But yes, starting with radar because there you see some of the scattered showers. Now, some of this is driven by the heating of the day, and I think that's going to continue to be the case. I maybe need to up the sensitivity of the radar just a little bit. I turned it down because some of this wasn't reaching the ground, but we may be looking at a couple of showers, maybe closer to Bloomington. We'll keep an eye on this on the radar. This is a few pop-ups that happened, some of the heating of the day, but then you turn your attention to areas in the west, and this is more of a shield of rain that's expected to arrive this evening, carry us through the overnight, and we'll keep rain chances in for your early morning for tomorrow. It's all a part of this system. And then we do have a couple more rain chances in the forecast for the second half of your Friday. So get through another maybe 24 to 48 hours, and then I think things will begin to change just a little bit. So far, no one is reporting any rain, at least from the official reporting sites here, but I do think we'll see some rain chances through this evening, carried into the overnight. So here's your forecast for the next 8 hours through this evening. Most of you will have a pretty nice evening, but do know that you'll have a chance for maybe a couple of scattered showers. Temperatures dropping through the 60s overnight will likely end up back down into the 50s yet again. Feels like this is the same forecast I've given through this entire week, really for the last 2 weeks or so. Rain showers for tonight, 57 for the overnight low. And then looking ahead to tomorrow, I do have a rain chance early left over from what's happening overnight. Then we get a break. Then we could have another chance for more pop-ups and maybe a couple of scattered showers or even a few rumbles of thunder before we see the pattern change. And it does look like a pattern change is on the way. Very quickly, let's go to the traffic maps and show you what to expect. We do have some issues on the south side in addition to some additional volume that's been showing up here on the traffic map. We're also watching this. This is Banta Road eastbound between Homestead and Derbyshire. Traffic is blocked there due to an accident, but also seeing the volume pick up in locations like the north side where I-465 heading westbound towards near the Michigan Road exit. We do have some vehicles over on the right side in addition to some construction that's been ongoing there for a while, just leading to some backups. Let's also take you farther to the south. Let's take you 65 near Edgewood Avenue. We're looking at traffic slowing down a bit as they also approach some road work there. So the usual slowdowns complicated by some construction this afternoon.